Hello, CAD 2 class. We are going to make an exploded view. And no, that doesn't mean we're going to use TNT, dynamite, or other explosive material, but we are going to separate this assembly so that we can put it in an easier way to view how it goes together on a drawing. You may wonder where I got this wheel grinder, and you can see up here it says wheel grinder copy. I did not make this. I went to Onshape, and when you're in your Onshape, there's this menu over here with your My Onshape recently opened, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you click on public, you'll see that lots of people made lots of stuff. Lots of people and lots of stuff. There's a table. There's a very cool car. Lots of people and lots of stuff. If you want to sort it by likes or copies, you can do that. Here's one with 1,368 likes, which is a race car with many, 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 many parts. It's not even taken. It's taking its time to load. Anyway, there's a lot of different parts, so there's no way I was going to see all this. There's no way I was doing an exploded view example of this. But I mean, if you wanted to do this one, go ahead. A Perrin LMP1, I guess that's some sort of racy car. I don't know, I'm not that into cars. But that is where I got the wheel grinder. It was in that list. So I made a copy, and now we're going to make an exploded view. It's over here. Exploded views. We're going to add exploded view. We're going to make this menu smaller because we need more room. In fact, I'm going to see, can I make this one any smaller? No, but I can hide it. So I do not need to look at any of that. One of the things that you want to keep in mind is the order in which you do things can make it easier, and sometimes you want to do things as a group. I'll try to show that as an example right away. But if we look at this wheel grinder, we see here's where the grinding wheels are, here's where the motor assembly is, and here's this mounty thing that holds it together. When we separate this, we're going to separate all these parts in line with the shaft. The shaft is going to be the thing that stays by itself. Yeah, we'll keep the shaft there since really it's all about the shaft. And we're going to pull everything off in line with the shaft. We're going to pull away the base and pull it apart a little bit. But the first thing I'm going to do is this motor assembly. Oh, and you'll see here, this is the pulleys. So there's a belt that goes here, but Onshape's not real good at modeling belts. I guess you could. Anyway, we're going to click on all of the stuff here because we're going to move it all together. So we want all of it. Then we want to pick what direction we're moving it. I don't know. Why does it already look like it's on an angle? Did something happen? Drag something? So it's always on an angle like that? Jeez. That is weird. Okay, I paused and I'm back, and I don't know why it's on an angle like that, but there's 3 other ones like this, and they're all on that angle, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, back to exploded views. Add exploded view, click all this stuff, because we're going to pull that away all as one. Then we're going to pick a direction. And I like to use multiples of 5 when I can, but you pick whatever distance you think is right. I just like to have some uniformity with how far apart I pull things, so, or explode things. So I try to just do some number and stick in multiples of that. You can do and undo explode lines. What are the explode lines for? They're showing you where it's coming from. We're just going to leave that right there for now. And we are going to bring down this little mounting thing. Good. Oh, did I not do that one? Okay, so here's an example of what happens if you forget to click on a part. You don't have to go backwards, but you can go back into explode step 2, and you can say, hey, you're supposed to be with that. And it fixes it. Now we're going to explode this out. No, I don't want you in there. Gotta click the check thing. 5, 5. Close. All right, how's it looking so far? So I know I bring that down, that comes down and out. So you can look at the lines and see what happened. So you kind of know how it goes together as an assembly, how it's assembled. Let's see, there's multiple things in here. There's 1, 2. No, that is not the explode. 2 and 3. So let's bring all of them out. 5. Then let's bring no. Yes. Let's bring that out 5. And then lastly, bring that out 5. You may notice I worked outside in there. So the most internal part is the one that I have the furthest out. So this goes inside this, which goes inside this, which then goes on here. I'm going to do all of this. Even that little clip. My father has a funny name for that clip, which I won't repeat right now. But it is funny, and it has to do with the difficulty of getting those clips on and off. Let's see, if I pick -10, it's really not taking it off the shaft that much, so I'm going to pick -15. And just trying to stay, uniform, so the spacing looks good. Actually, might not move these. And in that sense, when you can have parts that, when you explode them, they're separate, so you don't need to move them further. in that you get a sense of their relationship, it's fine. There's really nothing gained if I separate those more. But I will separate all this stuff. All that stuff. You go another 5. Actually, you know what? No, not the. We're not going to explode the clip. Where's the clippy clip? Retaining clip. No, you stay over there. All right, we already pulled that out. So now let's do this and this and this. It'll be pretty similar to the other side, except you've got the pulley on the end. -5. We'll leave this, and we'll do these two. Okay, and everything's nice and separated there. And if I want to change the distance later, because I think 5 might be too much, I can do that. Instead of, here's the thing, very pro tip, instead of clicking on it and then moving it back, so you just added another explode step. No, 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 no. Go to the explode step where you move them and say, well, that doesn't need to go as far. Maybe I won't do 5 there. Maybe I'll do 3. It still exploded the other ones. Editing the step is better. And we'll go back. All right, well, I had a little interruption. Where was I? Oh, so I thought these were a little further apart. And again, let's not make another step. Let's just edit our step so you can hover over it. You can see which things are associated with that step. Okay, that's the one I did, -3. Step 10. This is step 11. 3. Step 12. 3. Why are some positive and some negative, Mr. Zuckel? Because if you remember, where you click on a part when you're in an assembly will change where that XYZ arrow thing is, and then which way it's facing. So it really doesn't matter. It looks pretty good. Actually, now I may want to move this clip. That's pretty good. Maybe I want to make them bigger, but again, this is just an example. Okay, remember how we pulled all this out? Now we're going to do that to this along the shaft of the motor, but let's go back and let's go back in this and make it like 7. That should be fine. Let's pick this, this. Let's pull it off of that. Now let's start pulling stuff apart along the axle. We're going to leave the axle of that motor where it is. I have more space over there than over there. I'm actually going to pull everything in this direction. Am I? No, but I will pull the shell in that direction. I'll pull that one. Oh, you know what? Let's leave the shell. Let's leave the shell. And let's pull the axle. Because the axle doesn't go through the whole shell. It's fine. By now, many of you are saying, we're bored. We get it. We don't need to keep going. Well, too bad. Okay, I think that's all of it. Let's look from this view. How does that look? It's not bad. Not too bad. I should bring this down more so that's not in that view when I'm on this. Yeah, I think I should. But again, I'm not going to add another one when we can just go back and edit the original. Uh-huh. And that's an explode. See, you click on it, it tells you over here, this is which steps it has. So it was explode step 2, which brought it all down, but explode step 5 brings it out. Let's bring it out to 7. And just to be uniform, make that -7. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to bring that out at all. I'm going to get rid of that explode step. And I'm just going to bring this down more. See how that looks. Just tidying things up, making it look nice. That looks nice. I think it looks nice. Done. Now there's the assembly. Explode 1 is over here. Let's create a drawing. So don't always default to A. A is very small. A is the size of paper. Just, well, they're all paper, but, notebook paper. I'm going to use a C. C is pretty big. Assemblies, grinder assembly, view. Explode position, explode 1. Okay, so when you look at it from the drawing on the top, but my explosion can just be the isometric view. into it if we have to. What scale is it at right now? 1 to 5. I think we can fit 1/4 on there. Yeah, we can. And 1 to 4. Fourths is a makes sense. And we should have room for balloons and bill of materials if we want to. Okay, so that looks good. That looks okay. Looks okay. I think it looks okay. Let's do. Uh-huh. Notice when I change bill of materials to structure, it means it's like they're different things because they're in different assemblies. Motor assembly, grinding wheels. Right, so there's that. Let's add name. Oh, that's why. Update. I'm like, why is the bill of materials not updating? Don't forget the little update the workspace from the other thing. Don't forget, because I forgot. Thank you. This is the way I wanted the multi-level one. Just clicking my call outs. Not putting a lot of detail into it right now. If you look at me taking my time, this is me not putting detail into it. Huh? No, I wasn't on the thing. Looks like all the parts. I don't think I'm missing any. Yes? Yes? I am not free. I am 300 hours an hour, but the first one is discount. So go.
I have a student who plagiarized a submitted image. The last time that happened, my mentor said to give them. This is a different student, so I've had now 2 students who've done it. But this one, I couldn't contact the parent through a phone because their voicemail box isn't set up. I was going to send them an email. They're going to also leave a note on Genesis about it. Is there anything else that I should be doing? Should I try calling back a different time?
Email, note in Genesis, and
There's also I'm also leaving a note on the assignment. Like you did this wrong.
you're saying the policy?
Yeah, spreadsheet somewhere.
Yeah, there's a spreadsheet somewhere for the academic integrity policy problems. Okay, and we're back again. Why are these little call outs red? Because they're calling out to nothing. So I need to delete them. Delete. Exterminate. I think I have everything there. If I wanted to take my time, I would go through and see it. So I guess we'll do that real quick. Part 1, the shaft, there it is. Part 2, the retaining clip, there it is. Part 3, 4, 5. Oh, crud. Why would they take it apart that way? See, just for reference, see how it goes 3, 5, 4, but I said you go like outside in, which right? You go outside in when you're pulling the stuff apart. Or inside out, but at least go in that order. They went this part, then that part. So when I do it, because of their way they did the parts, it says 354 on the call-up bubbles, which is not a big deal. But we'd love for it to, when it goes out, that's part 3, that's part 4, that's part 5. So if this was done a little better, it would say 3, then 4, then 5. But is it a big deal? No. So 3, then 4, then 5, then where is number 6? Okay. Oh, all these are 6. 1, 2, 3. And then 7. Then we go over to this whole thing is 8. So 8, 1 through 8, 5. And then there's 9. Then the thing it goes on is 10, 11, 12, 13. Done. And done. So there it is. I think it looks pretty good. Scales 1 to 4. C sheet was the right call.